Yeah, good afternoon, friends. We have finished hydroponics and little fundamentals, and we try to also capture some kind of fundamentals from aeroponics also. Then we go for substrates and then you know these solutions, nutrient solutions. So what I know is we will have aeroponics introduction and a little bit about that. Uh, Let us go back to our presentation. So, hydroponics you have already seen, and then aeroponics. In the aeroponics, what is happening? Whatever the little bit inert material that is there in the hydroponics, even that inert material is also removed. That inert material is also removed, and only the nutrient solution is sprayed with very micro droplets. So what is happening in the aeroponics is a system wherein roots are continuously or discontinuously kept in an environment saturated with fine drops, almost like a mist or aerosol level, the droplets of nutrient solution. This nutrient solution has been sprayed instead of having any inert material around the root zone system. Let me go back. I think original when we are starting the concept. Yeah. See here in normal agriculture, soil will be there. In hydroponics, that soil is removed and some inert material is there in which we are running some water and all. But even that inert material is also removed. Only these root zones will be hanging in the air. Only these roots will be hanging in the air in the aeroponics. So to that roots, we are simply spraying a mist-like thing, a mist-like environment created. But that mist contains nutrients. So this is what the concept is basically. The method requires no substrate. That's what I have been telling. There is no inert material supporting the roots, but we support the stem now. That let us see how that is being done. And entails growing of plants with their roots suspended in a deep air or growth chamber. There will be a chamber these for the roots because a lot of aeration is there. So only directly mist is sprayed with the roots periodically wetted with a fine mist of atomized nutrients. These nutrients also go and touch the roots, right? That is how the nutrients are supplied. Excellent aeration is the main advantage of aeroponics. So this is the main advantage. Aeration is the main advantage. Even in hydroponics, though you are running the water half to the root system, but still aeration is required. Aeroponic techniques have proven to be commercially successful for propagation, seed germination, seed potato production, tomato production, leaf crops, and microgreens. See, many times this seed germination and successful propagation of the plants. These plants are simply again, the samples are produced and replanted elsewhere with much less effect on the changeover. So that point also will, by particularly these leafy crops, microgreens, and tomato production, seed potato production, they are very much favorable. Since the inventor Richard Stoner, he is the inventor of this aeroponics in the year 1983. In fact, aeroponics of very recent origin, whereas hydroponics, I should have said in the hydroponics class, the hydroponics as such the concept was as old as 17th century. But only in 1930s onwards, because these NASA and others and many other commercial people, everybody has been experimenting quite long. and that was a very successful venture even today. But aeroponics of very recent origin of 1983, the Richard Stoner, has been implemented as an alternative to water-intensive hydroponic systems. And of course, yeah, hydroponics itself, they call it as a water-intensive. It is too much. But anyway, compared to hydroponics, definitely aeroponics are very less water requirement. In fact, here is a comparison. The limitation of hydroponics is the fact that 1 kilogram of water can only hold 8 milligrams of air. They are talking about in terms of aeration. So even in hydroponics, aeration is very less. So that is why aeroponics has been resorted to. So already water comparison earlier we made 1/4 of the water rule. I think somewhere we'll get in this presentation also. Let us now this is a conceptual design diagram. Basically, you will be having a tank, nutrient reservoir, and from this you will be under pressure you will be spraying. This is called spray jet to this root system. Okay, this root system is simply hanging in a chamber. So this is one spray, this is another spray, this is one each plant you will have a one spray, right? And like a sprinkler, it's not just like a sprinkler, it's much finer droplets in fact. Okay, but whatever the water that is dropped in this chamber again recirculated and re-nutrient is added. Actually, nutrients are always seen that they are under controlled environment. Everything is under controlled environment. That's one advantage. So this is recirculated. That's all. Simply, the stem is supported with some kind of material. That's all. There is no inert material covering the root system. Though this diagram is not so good, it's not showing anyway. We have other diagrams excellently. You can see here. You can see there is no cover. There is no inert material. This root system is free, completely in the air. You see, potatoes grown aeroponically. These potatoes are also grown aeroponically. You can see the good potatoes are there. You can see on layered. Okay, it's a very fine, really funny to see like this, and you can practice it. In fact, it's not funny. It is for practicing. Okay, so the root system you can see in many office spaces also. We even decorative like thing also we can do it. GHMC also people are doing it, and many in the corporate offices also they are trying very much. But here it is a leafy vegetable thing. Vertically you can grow, no problem. So these are some of the visuals which we can enjoy. So what is that? Advantages of aeroponics. I think here we get all those points. Another distinct advantage of aeroponics over hydroponics is that any species of plants can be grown in true aeroponic system because the microenvironment of aeroponic can be finely controlled. That's what I was telling. Even in the case of hydroponics, the complete controlled environment is not that much possible because of this either static water storage are there or running water storage is there. So therefore, in aeroponics, it is a complete controlled environment. There are advantages with that. The limitation of hydroponic is that certain species of plants can only survive for so long in water before they become waterlogged. In hydroponics also, some or other, either it is a static or it is a running, some kind of waterlogging again experienced. Therefore, the advantage of aeroponics is that suspended aeroponic plants receive 100% of the available oxygen and carbon dioxide to the root zone stems, and leaves also, thus accelerating biomass growth and reducing rooting times. Root development is very fast, and 100% of these things. Which one? The advantage of aeroponics is that suspended aeroponics plants receive 100% of the available oxygen and carbon dioxide. So you are now very fine receiving of oxygen to the root zone system, and then also carbon dioxide for the plant as well, stems, and so there is a controlled environment. You can have a very fast growth. NASA research has shown that This is what aeroponically grown plants have an 80% increase in dry wet biomass. See, compared to hydroponic, the 80% increase in biomass, that is essential minerals and all, compared to hydroponically grown plants. Aeroponics uses 65% less water than the hydroponics. That's what. It's a very substantial water saving. 65% less than hydroponics. So these are the very sweeping advantages. NASA also conducted that aeroponically grown plants require 1 by 4 the nutrient input compared to hydroponic. You can see, well, water is either running or static. Some nutrients are always gone with the removed water. Therefore, since it is only micro droplets, nutrients are going to the root directly. So 1/4 of the nutrient input only required compared to hydroponics. So this is another advantage. Unlike hydroponically grown plants, aeroponically grown plants will not suffer transplant shock when transplanted to soil. Some of the trees are, I mean, some of the plants are to be transplanted to the soil. But when hydroponically grown plants, when they have transferred to the soil, what they observed is there is a shock. They could not survive because of two environments are different. But interestingly, what has happened, the aeroponically grown plants, when they have got transplanted to the soil directly, they observed that the shock, transplantation shock is very, very minimal in the case of aeroponically grown plants. That means directly when you are transplanting from aeroponic to the soil system, the plants are picking up like anything. So therefore, this and offers growers the ability to reduce spread of disease and pathogens. What will happening if it is simply picking up immediately after transplanting the soil? There is no pathogens and all. It doesn't mean that we are cultivating aeroponics with soil. No, only some cases there is a need of transplantation from aeroponics to the soil or hydroponics to the soil. We are comparing between aeroponics and hydroponics. Okay, not that soil is required in the aeroponics. Okay, you can grow in aeroponical only, but when you are transplanting it to the soil, then shock is less. Aeroponics is also widely used in laboratory studies of plants, physiology, and plant pathology. Aeroponic have been given special attention. Okay. What has happened? Special attention in between some disturbance is there. Special attention. Aeroponically is also widely used laboratory studies, plant physiology and plant pathology. Aeroponic techniques have been given special attention from NASA. A mist is easier to handle than a liquid in zero gravity environments. Therefore, aeroponically it is easier to handle the mist rather than the liquid for the aerospace containers and so on. Okay, let us go further. Methods in aeroponic. The basic principles of aeroponics growing is to grow plants suspended in a closed or semi-closed environment by spraying the plant's dangling roots and a lower stem with an atomized sprayed nutrient-rich water solution. So these are all we have already discussed. The leaves and crown, often called canopy, extend above. The roots of the plant are separated by the plant support structure. I think there is one plant here. This is how stem is supported. These are how roots are completely, in the air. Okay. So often closed cell foam is compressed around the lower stem and inserted in a. Okay. These are all already you have seen in that picture. Ideally, the environment is kept free from pests and disease so that the plants may grow healthier and more quickly than plants grown in a medium. So therefore, definitely here the more pathogen free compared to the hydroponics. However, since most aeroponic environments are not perfectly closed off to the outside, still pests and disease may still cause. It is always there. Controlled environments, advanced plant development, health growing, flowering and fruiting for any given plant species and cultivars. So therefore, these cultivars and are you can use for this. Due to the sensitivity of the root system, aeroponics is often combined with in conventional hydroponics. Okay, sometimes even this also there's a problem. The aeroponic supply also is in the system.